Welcome to Ken's Corner Podcast, Season 3. Get ready for expert analysis and rising wrestling stars. Now here we go with your host, Ken Judge.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're back here on Ken's Corner Podcast and we're on Sports Chatter. We're joined today actually by Gord, Gordon Bell. He hasn't been with us the last couple of weeks, but he's back. Phil Garbutt, thank you for coming here from the ballpark in beautiful lakefront area of Oshawa, Ontario. Probably the only spot in Oshawa that's actually beautiful. I'm kidding. Oshawa is a great place. And George, holding it down still out there in Calgary. Thanks for joining us here today.
How's it going, guys?
Phil, we're going to talk a little bit about the baseball field, and you can show us around and tell us what's going on. We'll start there today. How's that?
Sounds good. I'm just down at Philip Murray Park. It's a sportsplex in South Oshawa. There's some co-ed league baseball going on here. This is an 8-diamond facility. There's 4 up top and 4 down below, as the regulars around here call it. But yeah, just out here enjoying some co-ed doubleheader. Beautiful weather, beautiful diamonds.
Yeah, you've been actually playing at these diamonds as has myself and George over the years. Take us back to some of your experiences when you were younger on that diamond.
Oh, well, I don't remember when the diamonds went in here or when a lot of the slow pitch moved down here, but probably been playing down here since I was 20, 21, so a long time ago. And played on multiple different teams. There's all kinds of different levels of baseball down here. Softball, slow pitch.
Oh, we're having...
It's quite the...
You're back. Go on.
No, he's not.
Who, I'm out?
You were out for a second. Anyway, actually, I remember one day when we were down there, we actually seen Adam Foote, a hockey player, with his kids at the time. I guess Cal Foote would have been one of them, walk past us. Gord, I'm going to talk to you for a second. Are you still there, Gord?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, you're looking like Jesus Christ up there in the corner.
Yeah.
We're going to get your feelings on the signing of Craig Berube and your predictions on what's going to happen in the rest of this NHL playoffs.
Well, I will say this: Berube signing was a great deal, as far as I'm concerned. They need somebody who actually has balls to take back the team. As for predictions, I don't know. I think they've got a whole lot of work ahead of them. I'm hoping that they can re-sign Domi and Bertuzzi. But I think they definitely need to find.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. I heard in the news that Domi is going to be looking for 5.5 to 6 million. Now, does 9 goals get that much back from you? I did check this Sportsnet thing, and it said that his cap hit is looking at 3.5 for 3 years, which to me makes a lot more sense. And bringing Domi, I would even give him 4 million. But can we even afford 5.5 million for Domi, guys? Gord?
No, we cannot. There's been a couple of reports that have gone around, Ken, about regarding him. There was a report he wanted 6 million a season. He's going to be probably around 4.5, I think.
Yeah,
is where he's going to be. I think that's more realistic. They can't afford him at 5 or 5.5. Not for the next 3 seasons. Not unless they dump somebody. The only one that really I could see that happening is going to be Marner if anybody's going to go.
Yeah. George, I'm going to ask you a question. Thanks for being patient. My question for you is Are you, if they sign Domi, which we all expect, are you going to go out and buy a number 11 jersey this season?
Yeah. Well, and so I mean, if we lose the caliber of Marner, we need someone to step up that can kind of pass as a Marner and is Domi. So I'm thinking the 5 million might be just worth it. Losing Domi or losing Marner, getting some cap. We might just have to take a stab at Domi, make sure he stays here because of the caliber passing that he has. He has similar to Marner.
Yeah, I agree, but I still see Domi coming in at around 4, and I'm not closing the door on Bertuzzi as well. It might be another 1-year deal for Bertuzzi. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to land more in the 1-year deal. I mean, he did come on strong at the end of the season, but I don't think he had quite the playoffs as he did for Boston last year, let's say. My next question for you, George. John Tavares, did you happen to see him playing for Team Canada? Now, was he faster because of the competition was slower, or is John Tavares just faster because he's not skating under Sheldon Keefe anymore?
Well, this was the question on the radio out here in Calgary. They were ragdogging the Leafs and John Tavares. So maybe the pressure isn't on him anymore, and there's a lot more players on there that he's letting it take the spotlight. He's I don't know, maybe there's not so much pressure. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that was quite the tournament for him for Team Canada. Although, unfortunately, that loss to Switzerland is just unacceptable for me. I think, does anyone agree with me, Phil? Should it just continue overtime? Like, what is this shootout to finish a game that takes you to a gold medal game? Is that fair?
Oh, I don't think fair really has a lot to do with it. It's the way that the IIHF has always been formatted. We can love to hate it as North Americans, as Canadians, as we're traditionalists. I feel like a game should end on a 5-on-5 goal and not on a skills competition. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for us.
Yeah, thank God that it's not happening that way. But then again, in retrospect, Toronto had a pretty good shootout year. Maybe that overtime against Boston, we would have had a better chance in the shootout than. Well, let's not get it twisted. Jeremy Swayman versus Ilya Samsonov was our downfall there, I believe. Guys, let's talk about your upbringing in sports and what it was like in your communities playing sports. Gord, what did you play growing up as a child, and which brought you to loving the sport of hockey and sports in general?
I played hockey. I played baseball, basketball, soccer. I don't think there was many sports I didn't play growing up. I think that says, I mean, that's what the kids aren't dealing with nowadays, is they're not getting that experience of having the options, as I found we had growing up, where you have that option to play multi-sports all year round. I mean, I played baseball all summer long. I played hockey all winter long. I mixed different sports in there, but growing up, I think if you're gonna find the love of sports, you gotta play the sport to know the passion and the gusto behind it, not just be able to just sit back and talk about it without at least having put on skates or, throwing a baseball around.
Yeah, you're right. George, let's go back to Team Nemesis. Let's learn a little more about Team Nemesis and what where the name came from, maybe, and what that was like for you playing. I guess a better part of 10 years under that name.
Well, I can say I was at that ball diamond that Phil's at there, and I think I got kicked out and had to go stand behind the fence just because we didn't get the calls right. But yeah, playing on Team Nemesis was fun, and I was a fielder, and that's where I grew up playing back catcher in softball, and then going into men's league, I became a fielder, and center and left was my position that I liked, and it was good times, good fun.
Yeah. For sure. Phil, you're a father of five. Your kids, they're involved in sports as well, as I know. What is your main concern when your children are playing? What is the focus that you try and instill in your children about the game, about sports in general?
Like any sport, you have to have the fundamentals. You gotta play the game the right way. Doesn't matter what sport it is. Learn the fundamentals at a young age. Getting the experience and playing all kinds of different sports. Also, making sure that they're having fun. I mean, these are games being played by children, even if they're in the competitive age groups. Let's always remember that the umpires and the referees are volunteering, although they make a little bit of money. But it's all about having fun at a young age.
Yeah, I agree. Does anyone want to add in on that? Gord, do you have an opinion on what you would teach your children about sports in general?
I agree with Phil. The fundamentals, but I think starting at a young age, you got to teach the kids to have fun. That's the main thing about playing a sport. If you're having fun, you're enjoying the sport. If everything is constantly being thrown at you hard, 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 you're not really loving the sport. If you're having fun, you're gonna enjoy the sport. You're gonna want to play the sport more, and you're just gonna enjoy yourself. Win or lose, have fun.
Yeah, you're right. As long as you're not in Game 7, Toronto versus Boston, and get the same message from your coach, right?
You gotta take the electronics out of the kids' hands so they can find sports again.
Yeah. How is that working for you, George?
Oh, not too well. Thank you very much, but not too well. Electronics.
I was gonna ask you, George, how's that working out for you? I got 3, and I'm losing that battle. You losing the battle too?
I lost my battle a long time
out.
ago. I lost that battle a long time ago. Phil's lucky. I guess you need 5 kids for it to work. You got your own
Well,
little
not to be
hockey
able
team.
to buy not to be able to buy those electronics helps too, right?
You got a point there. You got a point there. Now, is anyone excited? Gord, actually, you haven't been around for the new WNBA team. Are you excited for that for coming into the Toronto area under MSLE?
Absolutely. I think anything you can get a new team coming in, but the WNBA is growing. They're going to keep growing. They're going to end up probably just like the NBA very shortly. I think it's great that Toronto went for the team. They were able to get the team. It's going to be the same as having the Raptors here in the beginning. The Canadian team going to have the same as the Blue Jays. You're going to have the whole country cheering for you here in Canada.
Yeah. George, since he mentioned the Blue Jays, have you been watching what's been going on?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've been working a lot in paving, and so the times that the games have been coming on, I haven't been able to have a chance to watch them. But I'm hearing a lot of chatter from Jays fans, and one being my dad, and one being a couple other people. But yeah, if you were to hear my dad talk about the Jays, they're not doing very well. So yeah, I'm hearing some bad news.
Yeah, it was pretty rough today. I had some high hopes there when we took that 11-9 lead with that nice home run by Dalton Varsho. He's been a great surprise for me this season, but honestly, I expected this of him last year. So it's nice of him to get the start that he is. I do actually want to talk to you about a few of the people that you've spoke to, and they're going to join us here sometime in the near future. Your friends in the Calgary area, so they're going to bring us a little bit of different flavor, guys. There's a Washington Capital fan and an Edmonton Oiler fan soon to join us here. Talk to us about these guys and your connection with them.
Well, we've already had I worked with I had the chance to work with this man, and his name is Wayne Ogilvy. As far as I know, and we've had him on our podcast before, your podcast before.
Yeah.
His Wayne Ogilvy, he had some hockey. I think he had some NHL experience, and his brother went pretty far in the NHL, and he's a good guy. Um, my friend Lamb there, unfortunately, he's a Washington fan, and I like to rib him about his Washington just as much as he ribs me about Toronto. So yeah, he just would like to come on and talk hockey, and he's a sports guy, and we started up a ball hockey league out. Well, not a league. We started up a team out here, and you were on the team, Ken, when you came out, and it was good times.
Yeah, definitely. He's one heck of a ball hockey player. I want to ask him, can he please take Samsonov back to Washington or the KHL? I don't know. But I actually want to mention something about Wayne as well. I find it, guys, I got a chuckle out of it. I'm sure you might as well. George, he was telling me that Wayne is right now, he's up in somewhere by the North Pole. I'm not exactly sure where, but he isn't getting contact to his beloved Edmonton Oilers team. And George has been doing play-by-play, silently hoping for Edmonton to lose. George, can you elaborate on that just a little bit?
Well, it was the game 7, and I called him up to say, hope you have a good game and everything like that. We talk hockey, and he says, "Well, I can't get reception. I'm in a marina, and he was on I don't know somewhere on the west coast there, and he couldn't get any reception. So I said, "Oh, I'm not doing anything since you're a good old guy. I'll do you play by play. I'm not going to be very good at it, but I'll do you play by play." And he was on his boat there with his wife and his 3 dogs. So I did play by play for him, and I says, "Well, I hope I did all right." And he says, "Oh no, you need a new job. You got to get a job doing play by play and this and that." And I says, "Well, geez, I don't think I'm going to do that, but thanks anyways." But it was good. And the first game in Dallas, he was up in the North Pole. He was on the North Pole, and I was doing play by play for him again. I says at the end, I says, I must really like you because I was watching a playoff game and it wasn't even my team.
Yeah, I kind of watch it from afar and turn it off. And I won't lie, I was pretty happy when Dallas beat Edmonton the other night. Sorry, Wayne. I hope you don't watch that part. Gord, we're gonna get some of your last words here. Now, if excuse me, if we were to trade Marner, is there a trade out there that you've heard that actually you wouldn't mind doing if we had to get rid of Marner?
Oh boy. Well, there's a million and one trade rumors going on around out there. He's going to Nashville. He's going to the Islanders. He's going to Anaheim.
Calgary,
He's going to Calgary.
Utah.
There's a million and one going around out there. I really and truly think if he's going to go anywhere, he's probably going to end up in Nashville. I think the Nashville deal makes sense for them. From what Elliot Friedman is trying to preach, if Marner does go, it will be for the goalie and the defenseman coming back our way. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're gonna let him play out his year. They're gonna trade him at the deadline, but they got to do something.
Yeah.
As much as I appreciate Marner, it's difficult for them to continue with the cap space they have.
Definitely. I'm thinking, stop me anyone if I'm wrong, but if you don't trade Marner before the start of the season, his value is going to go down significantly by the trade deadline, especially if we don't sign him. Am I right?
Unless he comes back and has a year like he had before with the, 50 assists and things like that, and starts pulling a William Nylander, scoring like crazy, then his value is going to go up again. But yeah, otherwise, I think that if he is going to go, I can see it happening at the draft. But if he doesn't go, that could be a major problem down the road.
Yeah.
If he starts off horribly.
I'm not against a Marner trade because I kind of like that in the media world, but I kind of on the side of Phil and George, and I would love to see what Marner could do under Craig Berube. Phil, I want to talk to you real quick, and then I'm going to get some predictions if anyone wants to change their NHL predictions heading into the rest of the year. Phil, I want to talk to you about your man's league in Whippy. You're now a part of the administration. Talk to us about the Whippy Men's Slow Pitch League and your position there.
The Whippy Man Slow Pitch League has been going on for 45 or 46 years now. I've been in the league for 16 years, I think now. And I finally, I've been helping run our team in that league, but I finally decided that I was going to make the jump to the executive board. I'm the scheduling director, so the tournaments and rescheduling rainouts and any forfeits or whatever it may be throughout the season, and then do the schedule for the following year. And it's my first year doing it. It hasn't been a lot of work yet because the season game schedule was already done up from the previous director. But we got a mid-season tournament coming up here in a couple of weeks that I've been doing a lot of communication with guys and teams about who's playing and not playing. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's one of the best leagues that I've ever played in. I played in Pickering, I played in Stouffville, Claremont, Whitby, Oshawa, and I think the Whitby League is by far one of the better leagues.
Yeah, I believe if correct me if I'm wrong, it's 38 games. Are you still at 38 games?
We still are at 38 games, and there's the mid-season tournament, which you don't have to play in, but it's an added bonus early in the season. You get some extra games and at bats, and you got your playoffs and you got your banquet. So it's quite the schedule.
And what's the price on that?
It's $275. That gets you your 38 games. That'll get you both the tournament and the playoffs, and it gets you your ticket to the banquet.
Yeah, it's not bad. So if anyone's listening to us from the Durham area, there you go. There's the best league in all of Durham. Okay, guys, we're going to go around the room, and Gord, we're going to start with you. We're going to close it down after that, but let's get your NHL predictions for the Stanley Cup Finals. Well, there's down to 4 teams. So there's Edmonton, Dallas. We already know it's 1-1. Florida and the Rangers, which is game 2's in progress. I'm not sure. Last time I heard you said 2-2 in that score, but tell me your predictions.
Oh, I'm gonna go New York Rangers, Edmonton Oilers. As much as I would really not like that, but I'm hoping the Canadian team might actually be able to bring the cup back here. I would prefer it to be Toronto, but yeah, I think that would be the best overall thing.
So
that's what I'm gonna go with.
You're gonna go with Edmonton to win?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Edmonton to beat the Rangers.
Well, George's friend will I think he's gonna love you. Wayne's gonna love him, eh, George? Thank you for that, Phil. Can you refresh us on your final 2 and your Stanley Cup?
I think I said that I was going to take Edmonton because I remember George and his whining going on over the.
Just what the hell is that all about?
And I think that's the Rangers. And I think I said I was going to take Edmonton. I hope Edmonton, but the Rangers are a well-built team. They've got everything. They've got depth scoring. They've got good defense. Their goalie is just outstanding.
So you think the game 1 is just a glitch, the Florida game? I mean,
Florida's a great team as well, right? So whoever comes out of the East is going to be represented well. But
Florida, great team.
I don't want to see either one of them really.
Yeah, so it's still 2-2 at the end of 1. Yeah, it's hard to do these picks when you really just don't care you're a Leaf fan, but that's what we're here to do. George, you're still going with Dallas?
I'm going with New York out of the East, Dallas over Edmonton, and then Dallas for the win. I think New York is going to be a little bit beat up from Florida games, and Dallas is kind of running over Edmonton. I watched 2 games, unfortunately, but I did.
Yeah, did you see that big hit from Jamie Benn on Desharnais, the 6'7" defenseman? He took him right off his feet. That's vintage Jamie Benn.
I did play-by-plays for 2 games, so I know what's going on.
Okay, guys, thanks for playing along today. Gord from downtown Toronto, Phil on the ballpark. Guys are glitching out a little bit, but hey, thanks for coming today. Beautiful. By the way, who's winning the game, Phil?
I have no idea because I'm not near the diamond. It was too loud.
Oh, I see. Maybe you can give us that info next week. And George coming all the way from Calgary. Thank you so much. And remember, next week, 4:00, same time, 2:00 for you, George. And I don't know. I think we'll have Ian back on, probably JT. And who knows? Maybe I can pull out a special guest coming up here over the next couple of times. I'm trying to work on Joe Tilley. We'll see if he'll get and do a afternoon show with us, unless you guys are into the 7:00 morning show. But
Not so much feeling that at 7 in the morning there, Ken.
Yeah, I don't know. Joe's a
It'll be
special
5
guy.
o'clock in the morning. I'll be in my PJs.
Well, Joe's hair is going to be all done, and his teeth are going to be brushed, and his coffee is going to be ready. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for playing along here today. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you again next week. My name's Ken. I'm here on Ken's Corner, and today this is episode 3 of Sports Chatter. Thank you, boys, and you have a great day.
Have a good one.
Peace out.